This is Jill Santibanez. Thank you so much for watching The Girl Boss Next Door. And we have...
Hi, I'm Rachael George.
And Evette from Preston and James.
Hey, Evette.
Hi, how are you?
All the way from Los Angeles. We're so excited to have you today.
Yes, I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Hi, you guys. Good morning. Thank you for joining us no matter where you are in the country. We have Jill. We have Evette. I'm super excited. We're going to be talking about fashion with a focus on sustainability. And who better to talk to us today than Evette Preston, who founded Preston and James. So let's just get right into it, Evette. Tell us why you started Preston and James and why sustainable clothing is important to you.
Well, I started Preston and James after pretty much 25 years of being in corporate fashion and being completely jaded and just needing something fresh and new. So when I first started the brand, I wanted to focus on vintage and just a sustainable line because at that time, this was almost 4 years ago, there wasn't a huge need for it. And I have always been a nature girl, recycle girl, and, just conscious of our environment. And this was something that was just really important for me at that time to just focus on. And it's amazing now that there's so many brands and there's more awareness for sustainability and just our environment as well, too. But that was the whole premise of starting the brand, just wanting to do something fresh and just really focus on our love of the world and environment and just, trying to keep it clean and effortless and easy as much as possible.
I love that. And you're Californian and so is Rachael. I was born in California. I'm now in Nashville. But I think California is great. They're so progressive, especially with making sure that, the earth is healthy, that people are healthy. And I love that your lifestyle kind of reflects that with the whole California vibe. Now, is California, the state in general, does that kind of influence your style? Because I know you get your own pieces kind of mixed with vintage pieces, which is really cool.
Yes, the brand is basically, all of my verbiage says that too, but it's California inspired. I'm definitely a Cali girl, born and bred. I don't know if I'll ever move, to be honest.
Right.
Especially SoCal, it's why would you ever want to leave? But the brand is it's really focused on that California easy, effortless lifestyle. Just that fun and color and just, easy, basically. And that's kind of why I do more kind of activewear kind of styles, just because I want that effortless look, but I want it kind of with an edge or, with novelty fabrics or, upcycled vintage or just reworked pieces. But it's all still with an effortless kind of look.
Very cool.
So is that part of your design process? What is it that inspires you to create a certain piece for your brand? So I know you just said the vibe, the lifestyle, you want easy wear, you just said you're focusing more towards active wear. What pops into your mind and you say, okay, you know what, that's my next piece right there?
It's a very good question. Well, with the vintage stuff, they're kind of like my babies, to be honest. Because it's I pull a piece and from there I don't know, I kind of make a connection with it. And then from there it's do I want to cut this? Do I want to paint on it? Do I want to, rework it and make it into a completely new piece? So that I have a whole different connection with every single piece for the one-of-a-kind stuff, just because each piece inspires me to make something new. And a lot of vintage sweatshirts and t-shirts I've just been painting on just because that's what's been inspiring me the most. And
I totally noticed. I've been watching everything you've been posting on Instagram lately has been so cool. And literally I saw a paintbrush and a palette and I saw some of the designs that you had and I was like, wow, she's not playing.
Yeah.
She's going straight onto the fabric with the paint. You're amazing. I love some of those really cool designs you have.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's kind of off the runway. It's very unique and individualistic. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I've been focusing more on people and just more figurism as far as my painting too, just because that's what's been inspiring me. But as far as like the denim, I love anything fun. So it's like I do popcorn, like baby chicks, like, oh my God, I've done so many things like ramen noodles.
Cool.
Funny.
I have so much fun with the denim because it's just like you have these big legs and you can kind of, just do whatever you want as far as your painting, and you're not really limited to where you place things. So the denim is a lot more fun and diverse instead of my sweatshirts that I've been doing. Those are just like more of my hand painted imagery. So
That's cool. I want to ask about, you said your styles we talked about earlier, your styles kind of fit like, not necessarily like a certain type of person, but like every person. Because I love that, you have an amazing website where you showcase models, people actually wearing the clothing as opposed to a mannequin. And why is that important? Because I know that, you try to fit everybody, but I think your style kind of says that too, that you're, especially when it's like athletic wear and just people wearing it every day.
Well, for me, Preston and James is designed and made for all humans, aliens, whatever. I mean, it's for every single person. And it's more about unisex fashion too, because I just believe just because it's maybe more of a man's silhouette doesn't mean a woman can't wear it, or vice versa.
Yeah.
And we're living in a world now where it's like, why not just be yourself? Why not, embrace you being a dork, or, just being, a little bit more quirky, and that's kind of where the brand is. And that's why my models are diverse, because I want to show, that this is for everybody. And I love, I love so many different nationalities, and just so many different things inspire me. So that's kind of where I want the brand to be, and the focus, and that's kind of why there's so many different pieces that I create too, because it's not just for one particular category or person. Like I want people to find something that they love, or that they're inspired from.
Evette, have you noticed, you've worked in fashion for like 25 years, you already told us, and that's like incredible. Oh my gosh, over your career, do you think that you've seen, a shift in people? I know that we are all about, expressing ourselves, being inclusive, seeking out pieces for our individual style, but do you think that lately people are coming to you more? They want to feel individual. They want to express who they are. They don't want to be necessarily looking at fast fashion. They don't want the cookie cutter type of influencer fashion. Do you think people are becoming more conscious, more aware, more individual? Are they expressing themselves?
100%. That's why vintage has taken such a big, vintage is one of the number one trends right now as far as clothing, because people like being able to go and find something and put it, and that was my whole premise of the brand too. It's like a little bit of old, a little bit of new, and a little bit handmade. Because I was making a lot of the pieces in the beginning too. I still make a lot of the pieces, but that's what everyone's closet should be. You should have a little bit of each, and be able to pull each piece together and make a full outfit. So that's kind of where I feel like 80% of our, genre is right now. Everyone wants to just have, a fun piece that they can put back with their denim, or put back with, whatever vintage bottom or a vintage jacket, or just, marry them all together into making this really cool outfit. And that's right now is what is helping us kind of stand out, because it's like, especially being in this pandemic too, you have no other way to express yourself other than your clothing, we're not really able to go out and do anything. So it's like when you do go out, people are like getting, prom dresses going to the grocery store, because it's like you want to feel special, you do. It's like,
I love that.
So true. I don't care if it's
right now, without having special pieces, and this fun clothing, you don't have any other way to express yourself. So that's, I don't know. I don't know if I answered your question.
Totally did. I remember, because I have some of your pieces, and I mean, I think that's the one thing that I remember when we first met. I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, what? You know, it's so cool. I love vintage stuff. I'm more towards like the pinup kind of vintage stuff, but I don't care. You know, I'm like, oh yes, this is very cool. I love where she's going. You really do have something for everyone. And I just remember thinking back then, was it like 3 or 4 years ago we met? That is when I felt a trend. I felt a change because I've always myself personally sought out those unique pieces. And I think just now, maybe the last couple of years, it's really cool. It's a trend. It's definitely something that other people want to get involved with, like Poshmark, Mercari, some of those big websites that are out there. They've given everybody access to vintage and consignment and thrifting, and they've made it cool. You know what I mean? It's almost like maybe before people would think, well, you know, if I'm
dirty, I'm not going to wear somebody else's.
I know. Right. But it's never been that way. It's like these gorgeous fabrics, you know, one of a kind pieces.
Beautiful silhouettes.
You can't get that. You know, you can't buy that.
Yeah. I mean, our construction right now is nothing compared to how it was back then. I mean, there's just beautiful, beautiful pieces. And it's funny, because I have my, you know, wholesale portion too, and I attended a kind of like a trade thing yesterday for fast fashion, just to kind of see what the color stories and everything were for this fall and winter. And their biggest thing, I mean, they reported the whole demographics and numbers and everything too, was vintage inspired clothing. And, yeah, I know.
It's all coming back.
I was really excited to hear that. And even their statistics, you know, were basically, that's what I was quoting, like 90% of the fashion right now that's been basically consumers are buying is like vintage inspired or like handmade or like upcycled pieces or stuff that's been reworked. And you know, with everyone being at home, people are taking that crafting, they're learning how to sew, they're, you know, doing all these different things to make their stuff special because people want that. They want that, you know, unique piece that is kind of their walking piece of art, you know?
Yeah. And I want to ask, like, how do you reach the clientele? Because everybody has like a different way to approach, you know, reaching your demographic, reaching who your customers are. How do you feel like your best, you know, putting your clothing out there has been working for you?
Oh gosh, the struggle in itself. Unless you have a huge amount of capital to pay for advertising, that it's hard. It's really hard to get in front of everyone. When we were doing shows, that was kind of my way of like engaging with people, telling them about the brand. You know, them getting to be able to see how I put pieces together too worked, but it's hard. I mean, just doing business online is definitely not, it's not an easy business unless, like I said, you have a huge amount of funding to put towards advertising. I don't know. I just hope and pray that someone comes upon my website. Right now, I do have Google ads that I pay, and then I obviously use social media too, but it's just everyone's right now is online, so it's like trying to pull, you know, someone towards your way without, you know, putting a ton amount of money into that marketing is definitely a struggle, but it's something that, I mean, we're all trying to do right now. So
Totally.
Yeah. What's your favorite form of social media?
Everyone tells me that I say it wrong, but my brain cannot wrap around the right way to say it. But I say Pinterest, even though Pinterest, but I was like Pinterest. I mean, I like that platform and then Instagram just because it's more visual.
Yeah.
And, I'm just a very creative person, so Pinterest or Pinterest. I like that platform just because there's so much inspiration on there as far as graphics and pictures and verbiage, and you can kind of follow a lot of different things without being too obligated to, you know, stay on their page or anything like that. You can just kind of get snips from all these different sources. So that platform I do like. And then I like Instagram too, just because it's more kind of, you can engage with people in a different way than you could like on Facebook, which is just more verbiage, and like I said,
Totally.
I'm creative, so I'm just like sensory, like all of that is just, I respond to that a little bit more than just like having text or verbiage or memes or something like that. So
I love your Instagram page. I mean, it just brightens my day. It makes me happy. Everyone should follow Evette Preston and James on Instagram, because some of her daily posts, they just literally just light up my day. I'm like, oh my gosh, look what she's doing right now. And honestly, it looks amazing. And your style and your pieces. And I love watching your brand grow. Even though, thank you for being vulnerable and sharing some of your struggles. You've done it. You are somebody that women are going to look up to. You're inspirational. You are, and you've done what a lot of people wish they could do. How would you tell either, other people out there listening today, and they wanted to start their own clothing brand, or what would you say to yourself like 6-7 years ago, just maybe a couple words of encouragement, to your old self or to somebody else out there that's thinking about starting a brand?
Wow, it's kind of what I have to tell myself daily. It's just stay true to yourself.
Yeah.
And it's really easy to waver and think that, okay, this person's doing this and they're, have X amount of, followers, or this person's doing that and, they're getting it's just, you can't follow and do what everyone else is doing. Like, whatever the reason that you decide to start your brand or your company or whatever, just stay true to that, and if you can focus on that, you can at least hopefully make it through without driving yourself too crazy, because it's like if we try, and I've done that. I mean, when I first started out, I was like, oh, this person's doing this with their Instagram, or this person's doing that, and maybe I should do that and I'll get more followers, and it just, I got lost. I started to not even know who I was, who the brand was, like, it just didn't feel true to me anymore. And once I finally just said, Evette, you just have to be Evette, and you're going to lose followers just because you are who you are, and it's not, you can't really be caught up in the number. You have to be caught up with what you believe in and what makes you happy, and right now that's what I do, and if people like it, yay. If they don't, sorry,
The perfect message. It's the perfect message for today. I love it.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could, and then just, try not to, I guess, just, there's so many avenues out there as far as like putting money into your business, and there's going to be so many people that come at you with like, buy this, buy that, do this is the best thing, that's the best thing. Like, you don't have to do everything, just do what you can at the moment, and it will happen when it happens, like everything happens for a reason,
Totally.
It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, it may not be next month, but it will happen if you believe in it, and if you work hard enough, it will happen, so I know I kind of preachy there for a minute, but
that's great.
Preach.
That's wonderful.
Evette, tell us what's next. What have you got lined up and what's in store? What's the next step for you?
Well, right now I'm working on my newest collection, which is like back to my like roots, all my fun, dorky stuff that I started out with. So I have bottoms, actually, like, yay! So, and I have new dresses, and a lot more stuff for men, so I'm really excited about that. And it's not so much tie-dye driven, which I was doing before, so it's just more easy silhouettes, a lot more bottoms, and just fun graphics. Like, I have a fork with spaghetti noodles and, just like my dorky, weird stuff. And I'm so excited. I just think everyone is just going to love it because I'm doing like a lot of different things. I'm doing like inset graphics and patterns and placement pieces and just lots of color, which is true to my brand. So there's going to be lots of fun pieces for summer.
That's so cool.
Really excited to come out.
Exciting.
I know. Can't wait.
Thank you so much, Evette. Thank you so much for your time and sharing your beautiful clothing line with us. And let's tell everybody where they can find you and where they can buy your complete line.
Well, everything is Preston and James, so Facebook, website, or Instagram, or Pinterest. I don't know, Dork. But yeah, everything is Preston and James.
And we're going to share your website for everybody. And everybody, you have to check this out today. It's beautiful. It's original. It's very California cool. And so is she. Thank you so much again, Evette. And thank you, everybody, again for watching. This has been Jill Santibanez with the Girl Boss Next Door and
Rachael George.
And Evette Preston from Preston and James. Thank you.
Bye.